Hello everyone, I'm Deputy Commandant Rajnikant Singh. I'm the officer in charge of the National United Nations Police Center, ITBP, New Delhi. This video-based presentation is for all the participants who had participated in the pre-UN SAT 2020, which was held in January 2021. As you all are very well aware that the main UN SAT is scheduled to be held next year, 2022, most probably in the first month. So in a bid to revise all the modules which were taken in the pre-UN SAT, this presentation will be covering all the three main parts of the main UN SAT along with the interview and the computer skills part. So let's go through with this presentation. Hello. In this video-based presentation, I'll be covering every module in details which were carried out during the pre-UN SAT which was held in January 2021. As you all are very well aware that the main UN SAT is just around the corner and is scheduled to be held next year in the first month. This presentation will help you in revising all the modules which you went through during the pre-UN SAT, and also it will give you a brief idea about the entire UN SAT selection process. So let's begin with the presentation. The AMS process. The AMS process, also known as Assessment for Mission Services, is for selection of individual police officers. There are four different stages of the AMS process or the UN SAT selection process. The first stage is known as the Combined Language Assessment, which is a very important stage. The second stage is known as the Driving Assessment. The third stage is the Firearms Handling and Shooting Assessment, while the fourth and the final stage comprises of two elements. The first one is Competency Based Interview or CBI, and the second Computer Skills Assessment. Before we go through, let's go through the general guidelines of the AMS process, which are strictly followed by the UN team which comes for UN SAT assessment. A candidate who does not pass one part of the AMS will not be given a second opportunity, with the exception of the handling part of the driving assessment in accordance with the SOP of the UN SAT. A candidate who fails in any part of the AMS, with the exception of the computer skills assessment, will not be admitted to subsequent part of the AMS. The SAT leader will exclude any candidate who fails to observe appropriate conduct during the AMS process. Such actions will be duly noted and communicated in writing to the authorities of the MS and to the SAT coordinator in the SRS for the records. Stage 1. Combined Language Assessment, CLA. The Language Competency Assessment consists of three main parts. It is important to note that the third part is a part of the interview, while the first part of this stage is known as the reading comprehension exercise, and the second is the report writing exercise. The duration of CLA or the time awarded for this assessment. For the first part of the assessment, that is known as paragraph reading and answering 10 questions, a time limit of 20 minutes is provided. While for the second part, for report writing, after listening to the dialogue on audio or conversation, the time limit is 30 minutes. Now some of the examples of UN reports. The UN reports may come in the form of a patrol report, situation report, incident report, or a flash report. First, the reading comprehension exercise of 20 minutes duration. The candidates receive a document describing an incident related to a United Nations peacekeeping operation or special peacekeeping mission. Along with this document, every candidate is provided with a rough sheet to make notes. The candidates have 20 minutes to read the document and answer 10 questions related to the incident. A candidate requires a minimum of 7 correct answers to pass the reading exercise. The candidates may take notes while reading. The notes may be taken in any language and can be kept during the report writing exercise, as we did during the pre-UN SAT. The report writing exercise. The candidates listen to an audio recording which is played by the UN team. This recording provides additional information of the same incident which was given during the comprehension. The candidates may take additional notes while listening. The notes may be taken in any language. It is important to note that the notes may be taken in any language in the rough sheet. However, the candidates need to answer or to write the report in English only. The candidates have 30 minutes to write a comprehensive police report of the incident. The report should include and summarize all relevant facts of the incident. The spelling, grammar, and style of the report will also be assessed. Some of the basic principles of report writing. The most important principle is to write the report in third person. That is, he, she, they, them may be used or should be used while writing the report instead of using the first person and the second person. For example, I, you, etc. Capital letters. For writing the names and for describing places, the candidates may use the capital letters to describe a person or to describe a place. The time. The standard time format which is followed by the UN is the 24 hours system. So please do not forget to write the time in 24 hours format. Time and date. The time and date, the date should be written in the expanded form. For example, today is 3rd December 2021. So instead of writing 03/12/2021, the date should be expanded in the form of 3rd December 2021. The report should be brief, complete, and clear. It should not be like a story. The report must be accurate, that is, it should contain all the relevant information which were provided during the comprehension as well as during the audio clip. The report must not be in details, it must be a brief account of whatever happened. The report should be complete in every manner. The report should be clear to understand. The objective of the report should be met. That is, no relevant information should be left out and no additional information should be put in. The report should be well formatted. That is, a report consists of 3 parts: the title of the report, which should be mentioned. Second is the body of the report and the concluding remarks of the report. Some other basic principles of report writing. Abbreviations. Whenever you are using an abbreviation, for example CBI, you need to expand the abbreviation instead of simply writing the abbreviation. That is, if you are using CBI, you can always expand the abbreviation as Central Bureau of Investigation. Dates and times, as already mentioned, the date should be expanded and the time must be mentioned in the 24-hour format. When you are writing the names and places, please do not forget to capitalize every word. That is, to write the name of the person or to write the name of a place in capital letters. Numbers. When it comes to writing numbers, from number 1 to 9, you can write the numbers in the form of word. That is, if you're writing the number 2, you can always use the word format, that is TWO. And when it comes to writing 2-digit numbers, you can always use the numerical value. For example, if you're writing the number 12, you can simply put the number as 1 to 12. Spelling. It is most important not to make any spelling errors while writing a report. Some of the key points which need to be included in the report: the title of the incident as mentioned, type of crime or incident, time and date of incident, place and location, the consequence of the incident, for example injuries, any loss of life or property, and the most important part, who reported the crime. All these parts must be included in your report. Now, details to be included in the body of the report. The details must consist of the facts which were played during the audio and in the comprehension, the type of crime / incident, crime details, how it happened, scene of the spot, weapon used, if any, verbal threats, and the vehicle used. To sum up, you have to mention every fact which was provided during the audio clip and also the facts which you had noted down during the comprehension. This will give a very good impression in report writing and will complete your report. Details to be included in the body of the report: suspect's details, that is age, dressing, body structure, language spoken, how and where did they go afterwards, proofs / evidence found, victim details, witness, suspects arrested, local police and response, involvement of UNPOL. All this information will be given in the audio clip or will be mentioned in the comprehension page. About the conclusions and closing of a report: revised consequence, dead, injury, loss of property. You can give it as concluding remarks. Total value of the property report, the victim condition, whether he or she was admitted, causes or reason of crime, or the conclusion may be given as in the form of assurance from the UNPOL and the further investigation. You can use any one of these as your concluding remarks in your report. Now I'd like to give you a brief idea about the report writing score sheet of the UNSAAT, which the UNSAAT team checks. The first is, does the report fit the scenario? That means, has the candidate been able to put all the relevant facts? If the report fits in the scenario, then definitely score 1 will be given. If the facts have been awarded, or if the facts have been included in your report, for example, if you have included 1 to 4 facts, no marks would be awarded, while for 5 to 8 facts, 1 marks would be awarded, for 9 to 12, 2, subsequently for 13 to 16 facts, 3 marks, and for 17 to 20 facts, 4 marks. Emphasis by the UN team will be also on the structure of the report. You should be able to write the report in legible handwriting. If the report is difficult to read and understand, only 1 number will be given. If the report is understandable but contains some spelling and grammatical mistakes, only 2 marks will be given. If the report has few spelling and grammatical errors, 3 marks, while if the person or if the candidate was able to write a report comprising of good grammar and with no spelling mistakes, 4 marks will be awarded. For the time sequence, that is for the incident, the time incident, if you have mentioned correctly in your report, 1 mark will be fully awarded. Second comes the stage 2, the driving assessment. The driving assessment consists of 3 parts. The first one is known as the vision test. The second is vehicle handling, which has parallel parking and reverse parking as elements. The time limit for this exercise is 5 minutes. Well, the third one is the urban driving. The time limit given by the UN team is usually 10 minutes. Let's go through one by one. Before we proceed, you should ensure that you carry a valid national or international license having an expiry of more than 3 years from the day you attend the examination. The first test is known as the vision test. This test, a candidate has to read in good daylight from a distance of 20.5 meters a sample vehicle license plate with letters that are 79.4 millimeter high, using glasses or contact lenses as required. Candidates failing the vision test are disqualified from the AMS or SAAT. So if you use glasses to read, please ensure that you are using the correct glasses for this vision test. The second is vehicle handling, which comprises of parallel parking and reverse parking. In this particular assessment, the candidate must prove his or her ability to safely maneuver a manual gear four-wheel driving sports utility vehicle or SUV or a pickup type vehicle on a defined driving range within 5 minutes. As you are aware that during the pre-UNSAAT, every candidate was provided training in vehicle parking, which comprised of parallel and reverse parking. A candidate who fails the handling exercise receives one more chance in the course of the handling assessment. That is, one more chance will be provided if a candidate fails to park his vehicle during the given time limit of 5 minutes. A candidate who fails the handling exercise twice is disqualified and shall not be admitted to the road exercise. This is a picture of the vehicle parking exercise. The third stage of this assessment is the urban driving. The candidate is expected to demonstrate his or her ability to drive safely on a predetermined road for a minimum period of 5 to 10 minutes. That is, the UN team will check the candidate whether he or she can drive properly in a traffic route. The driving will be conducted in low traffic. The AMS instructor will follow the criteria outlined in the appendices 3 and 4 to assess the driving skills of the candidate. We'll be discussing in the subsequent slides. A candidate who fails the road exercise is not given a second chance but shall be disqualified. So let's see what are the norms which are to be strictly adhered while driving in traffic or while urban driving. The first one is on mounting. On mounting the vehicle, a candidate may be disqualified if he or she fails to check handbrake on, fails to check driving position for comfort, fails to check driving mirrors, and fails to check panel of instruments. So please ensure, as soon as you mount the vehicle, please check the following norms. The second is starting up. The UN team will check whether the candidate had placed the gear in neutral before starting, whether he had depressed the clutch, whether he or she had switched on the ignition, and whether he or she has excessively used the starting motor. Moving on. The following points will cancel your candidature. If you fail to look in the mirror, if you fail to release the handbrake, if you fail to give the signal indicator before moving, when signaling does not control the vehicle properly, when you give the vehicle a jerky start, when handling the clutch poorly and the throttle, which is known as the accelerator, and the coordination of both clutch and the accelerator, use of wrong gears. Gear changing. If a candidate fails to change into correct gear, if the candidates fail to engage gear, if the candidate crashes the gear, or the candidate gives the vehicle a bumpy start. Some of the general driving attitude. If a candidate rests elbows on window, he or she is deemed to be disqualified. If a candidate fails to keep both hands in correct position on steering wheel, that is in 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock position. If the candidate continues to ride on clutch, that is he or she drives the vehicle by pressing the clutch continuously down, he or she is deemed to be disqualified. Incorrect position on road or using wrong lane, alertness and anticipation of actions of other road users if the candidate is found to be not alert, and lack of courtesy for the other drivers. If the candidate is driving in excessive speed. As far as speed is concerned, it is suggested to drive the vehicle in the range of 30 to 40 kilometers per hour speed during the main UNSAAT to make sure that you are not disqualified. Next, the UN team checks whether the speed is appropriate for the road conditions. For example, there are speed limits mentioned on the roads. Failure to act on signals of other road users, incorrect use of horn, dangerous or inconsiderate driving. This happens when the vehicle is being driven by the candidate in high speed. So please ensure that you drive your vehicle in between the speed of 30 to 40 kilometers per hour only. Poor coordination of clutch throttle, that is accelerator and the brake. Turning. While turning, a candidate may be disqualified if he or she takes incorrect lane, he or she fails to change gear when necessary, fails to adopt safe speed, fails to look in the mirror before turning, fails to give adequate signals, and obstruction of traffic. Stopping. While stopping, if a candidate fails to take correct lane, fails to look in the mirror, fails to give adequate signals, and or brakes violently, or labors or stalls engine, or fails to stop in the indicated position, a candidate will be disqualified. Overtaking. While overtaking, if the UN team finds that a candidate who fails to check if all is clear behind before overtaking, fails to give adequate signals, fails to check clear road ahead, fails to take correct course, if he or she obstructs the traffic, and overtake in dangerous places. Turning on intersections. A candidate may be disqualified if he or she fails to check traffic conditions, fails to give signal, fails to adopt the correct course, gives the vehicle a jerky start, use of wrong gear, and obstruction of traffic. This is a list of activities which might lead to disqualification and termination of ongoing exercise of road assessment. If a candidate is under the influence of alcohol or drugs, if he or she disregards lawful instructions or refusal to perform instructed maneuvers, if he or she offers the AMS instructor a bribe or gratuity, if he or she refuses to wear a safety belt unless a physician's statement or waiver is presented, causing an accident prevented by others, if an AMS instructor prevents an accident or an illegal action, stalling the vehicle resulting in hazardous action or obstructing traffic, driving over a curb or sidewalk and hereby endangering others, creating serious hazard to other traffic, driving the wrong way or on a one-way street, driving on the wrong side of the street. Before we proceed to stage 3, an important point for the road exercise, that is, please make sure that you park your vehicle on a designated place which is free of any signs which mentions no parking for any vehicle. If you park any vehicle near a sign or near a place which is not meant for parking, your candidature will be disqualified immediately. Coming on to the next stage, that is the stage 3, firearms handling and shooting assessment. The firearms handling and shooting assessment comprises of 3 phases. The first phase is known as deassembling and reassembling of pistol. Phase 2, shooting from 5 meters, and phase 3, shooting from 7 meters. First of all, weapons safety measures, which are keenly looked by the UN team. They observe the candidate if a candidate follows these measures or not. So please do not forget the following measures. All weapons shall be handled as if they are loaded. Keep your weapon in the holster until the instructor gives you a command. Never point a weapon towards something unless you mean to use it. Always keep the finger outside the trigger guard until the weapon is aimed and centered at the target and ready to shoot. In case of any malfunction during shooting, keep the weapon aimed to the target and raise up your hand for assistance. All these measures and all this practice was carried out during the pre-UN SAT. So please do not forget to adhere to these practices. The first phase, the deassembling and reassembling of the pistol within 3 minutes. A 3 minutes time duration is given to every candidate to deassemble and reassemble the pistol. If a revolver is being used, then safe cleaning of the revolver, 1 minute is given. Phase 2, shooting distance, that is for the 5 meters, with the weapon in the holster ready for duty, 1 shot 5 times, drawing the firearm from the holster each time on signal from the instructor. It is very important to note that until unless the instructor signals, please do not fire at your own will. The shooting time is 5 seconds per shot. After each shot, the weapon is to be reholstered. The target size for the shooting will be 45 into 45 centimeters. The minimum passing level is 4 rounds on the target. That is, 4 rounds must be hit on the target if you want to qualify the 5 meters phase 2. The third is phase 3. Shooting distance is 7 meters with the weapon in the ready position instead of in the holster position. Similarly, same as that of 5 meters, 1 shot 5 times, each shot on signal from instructor. The shooting time will be same as that of 5 meters, that is 5 seconds per shot. After each shot, the weapon is returned in ready position. The target size is the same, 45 into 45 centimeters. The minimum passing level will be 4 rounds on the target. The stage 4, competency based interview or oral test and computer skills assessment. This is the fourth and the final stage. If a candidate is able to qualify all the previous 3 stages, a candidate then enters into the 4th stage. Competency based interview, known as CBI. The interview serves 3 main purposes. The interview helps in assessing the candidate's oral communication skills based on their requirements. To determine the candidate's knowledge and understanding of relevant areas of expertise, particularly relevant to UN policies and guidance documents, and to ascertain the candidate's level of computer proficiency. The interview may last a minimum of 20 minutes per candidate. The representative may attend the interviews as a monitor but will not be allowed to intervene in the interview. At the start of the interview, the candidate hands a completed EASP form to the AMS instructor. All these guidelines will be provided during the main UN SAT to you. The AMS instructor will verify the age of the candidate, his or her years of experience, excluding basic training, and if applicable, periods of previous United Nations service. It is important to mention that the ASP form will be a sort of resume, so please kindly fill in the details as accurately as possible. To the extent possible, AMS instructors will use techniques applied in competency-based interviews and ask candidates to refer to past behavior and experience when answering the questions. The interview will be a simple one. Each and every question will be asked from your EASP form, that is based upon the information provided by you in the EASP form. The part of the interview also consists of computer skills assessment. The UN team checks or assesses this particular skill during the interview itself. The AMS instructors conducts a practical computer exercise with the candidate to determine his or her computer proficiency. That is, supposedly if a candidate says that he knows how to work on MS Office, particularly in MS Word, the UN team may tell him to make a document file and to save the same on the computer desktop. Similarly, the UN team may ask simple questions based upon the computers to test your computer skills. You may connect us on unpolitbp@gmail.com for any queries. Also, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and this video is also available on our YouTube channel. For any queries, please do not forget to contact us. Thank you so much for patiently listening to us, and all the best for your UN SAT main examinations.